Yes, guys, welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, player profile time. This is a request for someone whose name escapes me. And this is someone I actually thought I'd already done. I was quite confident and convinced I'd done this, but clearly I hadn't. The great Swedish giant himself, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Now, I've got quite a bit to say on this bastard. The reason why I thought I'd done Ibrahimovic is because I always tend to, when I talk about players, I talk about my own experiences about a player, memories and stuff like that. And obviously, with Zlatan Ibrahimovic was one of his goals, was it against England? It was for Sweden, is when he did the overhead kick. The fucking amazing, amazing goal. I mean, you cannot grumble that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is a proven goal scorer. He's a big fucking unit. He's like a more agile Lukaku. You know, he's built like a brick shithouse. He's very physical, and to his game, as well as everything else, as well as the rest of his attributes in real life, he's also a dirty bastard. You know, elbowing, that sort of stuff. And it was a bit like a fine wine. He almost got better and better with age. So what we'll do is we'll discuss him about real life first, because as you all know, in CMO 102 he starts out as a little young prodigy for Ajax, but that's not where it started out for him in real life. He started out in 1999 in Sweden with our very own Malmo, and he was there for 2 years, 40 odd games, 16 odd goals. That's where he started. Now, funnily enough, right, you've got Malmo BI, or what were known as Malmo BI. They're now known as FC Rosengard. That was his first youth team where he started out, and then he moved to a team called Balkan, and then he moved to Malmo FF, which are your proper Malmo Swedish team that we know. And that's where he got his professional contract in 1999. Of course, as I said, 2 years later, 01, ready for CMO 102, he got his move to Ajax, and he had 3 years at Ajax before leaving. Over 70 odd games and 35 goals. A good goal ratio, no doubt about that. I probably would have liked to have had more goals though. 2004, he moves to Italy, where he goes to Juventus. Another 70 odd games in 2 years at Juventus, and another 23 goals. Brilliant. He then moved to Inter Milan in 06. Sorry, I have wrote all this shit down. He moved to Inter Milan in 2006, where his goal ratio was even better. 88 games, 57 goals. Again, brilliant. In 2009, he moved again, and it was a bit like a journeyman. It's like the ideal journeyman CM say, because he really went around the block. He then moved to Spain to move to Barcelona. Wasn't quite probably what he wanted to achieve at Barcelona. It was only like 30 odd games and 16 goals, so he still averaged out really good. But whilst he was at Barcelona, from 2009 to 2011. In the second season, in 2010, he had a season loan at AC Milan, where his goal ratio was even better. 32 games, 28 goals. Fucking sensational, really is. 2012, he left AC Milan, or left Barcelona, shall I say, sorry, because that's where his contract was, and he moved to France. He then moved to Paris Saint-Germain, where his goal ratio was just fucking outrageous. 122 games in total, 113 goals. Unbelievable. Has to be one of the best goal ratios in the world, surely. 2016 to 2018, of course, he went to Manchester United, where his goal ratio dipped a little bit, but was still very impressive. 33 games, 17 goals. You can all remember where he is. He then moved to LA Galaxy in 2018 until 2019, where he had 56 games, 52 goals. Unbelievable. You know, and you're looking at the age of like 30, what is that? So that's about 36, 37, 38. Outrageous. 2019, he technically was, was he retired? I couldn't get any information what the deal was between 2019 and 2020. He was without a club or whatever. There's no registered club details. So he had no club. Maybe he was just injured, because he did suffer a lot of injuries. However, in 2020, he made a return to AC Milan, where he spent 3 seasons at AC Milan. Now, I know last season he was pretty much injured for the whole fucking season. He wasn't a pay-as-you-play as well, I believe, but he officially retired at the end of last season. This year, 2023, he officially retired. So he's technically down at AC Milan as 2020 to 2023, where he participated in 64 more games and another 34 more goals. Again, very, very good indeed. So total 637 appearances at senior level with 405 goals. That is fucking great. And the difference between Ibrahimovic and your Messi, more so your Messi than your Ronaldo, but both, is that Ibrahimovic has really gone full circle. You know, in terms of Holland, Italy, Spain, France, England, America. You know, you're looking at 6 major countries. It's crazy. In terms of internationally, he had a hatful of games for the under-18s, just over half a dozen for the under-21s. But for the Sweden national squad from 2001, now this was a bit bizarre, from 2001 right through till 2023, he made 122 appearances with 62 goals. Now, I believe he retired twice from international. I couldn't find this out, and then returned. The first time really, really hacked me off because they just qualified for a major competition, the World Cup or Euros, and he then made himself available, and which I thought was absolutely disgraceful to do that. But then I remember reading at the start of this year that he was playing for Sweden again. But I don't know. If anyone's got any information on that, do share it with me, because I weren't able to find it. So, quite the career. A real dirty player. Very handy with his elbows. Very handy with stamping on feet. Very, very dirty indeed. Needed to be brought down a peg or two, I suppose, in that sense. But that's almost part of someone's game. You know, if you've got someone like Roy Keane, part of his game is that aggression. Or Patrick Vieira, and so on and so on. It's part of his game. It's what makes him such a good striker. You know, that goal for Sweden, the overhead kick, because he's so fucking big. How does someone so huge, you know, use their body weight and do? I mean, the goal weren't just a shitty overhead kick. It was fucking miles out. The guy is he's like this machine. He's like a Terminator, isn't he? So to have played at both Milan clubs, as well as Barca, as well as Juventus, both Milan clubs, Barca, Ajax, Paris Saint-Germain, and then to go to LA Galaxy and hit 52 goals in 56 appearances is fucking insane. It really is insane. Nevertheless, and I read this thing last year, this is before he retired. No one is as good as he is. He's very cocky, self-absorbed. He said there's only one player that comes close to how he is, and that was Haaland. He was you know, patronising Haaland, probably because of the Scandinavian connection there. I don't know. He probably knew his dad. So that is Ibrahimovic as a real player. Now, in terms of CM, I fired up obviously the player profile game 10 seasons in, and something I didn't realise is that he's moved. He's moved to a non-playable league in Denmark, Brøndby, and of course, with that in mind, you can't take that as gospel. These seasons at Brøndby, you can't take them as gospel because it's in a non-playable league. Nevertheless, when we were in playable league, his first season, this is the thing. If you can get Ibrahimovic in CM, he is a good prolific goal scorer. That is a fact. You've just got to persevere. I mean, in terms of Ajax, he weren't given any game time, and no wonder he got sent out on loan. But the games that he did have, he was performing. It was a bit shit, really. I think in terms of the game, he was treated like shit. But he's definitely worth a punt. But he starts very, very young. You know, you got to think he only starts at the age of 19. He really is the bollocks. He's definitely worth a punt if you can get him. Start as Ajax. Ajax is a lovely save. I think anywhere in Holland is great saves. Some real prosperous players. So not too much to say about him in terms of the CM side of things. Because second nationality Bosnian. Now, let me just think to myself. Does he start with that Bosnian nationality? I think he might. No, maybe he don't know. Yeah, he might already start with that. See if I can quickly... he starts with that Bosnian, but I don't know if he's already got caps when the game starts. I'm just thinking... So, he made his first appearance in 2001. My gut feeling is that... you'll have to check this, but he can play for Bosnia. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out. But he is Bosnian. He has got the name Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Is Bosnian. There is a Bosnian version of it being said. No, I didn't really get any more information on it. Okay. Fuck that. Yeah. Anyway, that is it. So that's where we're at then. That is the great Zlatan Ibrahimovic. If you want anybody doing player profile on, now's your time to send your list in. As I said, I thought I'd done this guy, but clearly I hadn't. But, you know, if you want anyone doing who looks what they look like in 10 years at CM, let me know. They've got to be still in this save. So, whilst I want to do Stefan Selakovic, he's already retired, so he's a no-no. So, anyone you want doing, let me know. Till next time from me, guys, take it easy.